The alarm blares a sound so loud it feels like an explosion. For Noor, Maya, and Sophie, it's the start of the worst morning ever. They wake up, but their bedroom, it's all wrong. Towering bedposts, like skyscrapers, a ceiling light, like a distant sun. They've shrunk. Shrunk to the size of ladybugs. A science experiment, gone haywire. And the clock is ticking. 60 minutes until the school bus arrives. 60 minutes to get from their bedroom to the basement lab and fix this. Their first challenge, the bedroom carpet. It's no longer soft and fuzzy, it's a dense, dark jungle they dub the fiber forest. The shag threads are like giant trees, and lurking in the shadows are monstrous dust bunnies. Noor, always the visionary, takes the lead. She squints, finding a path through the tangled maze. This way. She whispers, her voice barely a squeak. Follow me. Suddenly, a low rumble echoes through the forest. A giant, iridescent sphere rolls towards them, a marble now the size of a boulder, threatening to crush them. Run! Maya shouts, and they scramble out of its path just as it crashes past, shaking the very threads beneath their tiny feet. Safely across the carpet, they reach the edge of the bathroom. The door is ajar, a tiny sliver of light calling to them. Inside, it's a whole new world of danger. A leaking faucet above the sink creates a terrifying rhythmic rainstorm. Drip, splat. Drip, splat. Each water droplet hits the porcelain floor like a cannonball, sending shockwaves across the slippery glacier of the sink. They have to cross it. Okay, we have to time this perfectly, Maya says, her athletic instincts kicking in. On my mark, jump. They leap between the explosive splashes, skidding across the slick surface, their hearts pounding with every near miss. One wrong move, and they'd be washed away. Finally, they reach the other side, drenched but determined. Next, the kitchen. The promised land of the basement door lies just beyond, but getting there means crossing the vast open plains of the kitchen floor. And right in their path, a small spill of orange juice has become a sticky, treacherous lake. The sweet smell is overwhelming, but the gooey surface is a trap. They can't walk through it, they'd be stuck forever. Sophie, the creative problem solver, frantically scans their surroundings. Her eyes land on a fallen popsicle stick nearby. I have an idea, she exclaims. Working together, they push and pull the wooden stick to the edge of the orange juice lake. It's a makeshift raft. Carefully, they climb aboard, using a lost piece of cereal as a paddle to navigate the sticky sea, sailing towards the distant shore of the hallway. They've just reached solid ground when the world begins to shake. A deep, buzzing vibration rattles their tiny bodies. It's an earthquake. A massive, localized tremor originating from a black rectangle on the floor, a smartphone vibrating with an incoming call. The floor beneath them heaves and shakes violently. Hold on. Noor yells, grabbing her friends. They cling to each other, a tiny huddle of three, trying to stay balanced as the ground quakes. The screen lights up, casting an eerie glow on their terrified faces. Just as quickly as it started, the shaking stops. They catch their breath. The silence is deafening after the chaos. But the silence doesn't last. A shadow falls over them, a massive, furry shape blotting out the light. It's him, Mittens, the family cat. Usually a sleepy, purring fluffball, from this perspective, he's a gargantuan, terrifying predator. His green eyes, like searchlights, scan the floor. His curious, twitching nose is a cavern sniffing them out. They're frozen in fear. This is it. But Maya, quick and agile, thinks fast. She spots a glint of light nearby, a discarded gum wrapper. Distraction time, she whispers, a plan forming in her mind. While Noor and Sophie press themselves flat against the wall, Maya makes a break for it. She pushes the shiny wrapper, making it crinkle and flash. The cat's head snaps towards the sound. He pounces, batting at the wrapper, completely absorbed in his new game. It's their chance. The three friends sprint for the hallway, slipping past the distracted beast and into the shadows, their hearts hammering against their ribs. They're so close to the basement door now. But another mechanical monster awakens. The family's robotic vacuum cleaner hums to life, its little lights blinking ominously. It starts its patrol, creating a terrifying wind tunnel that pulls at them. A stampede of dust bunnies, crumbs, and lost hares barrels towards them, sucked into the machine's vortex. It's going to get us. Sophie cries. They're being pulled towards the spinning brushes, a certain doom. Grab on. Noor shouts, spotting the heavy leg of a dining chair. They lunge for it, anchoring themselves with all their might as the vacuum roars past, a hurricane of debris narrowly missing them. The machine turns and heads the other way, leaving them clinging to the chair leg, shaken but safe. Finally, the basement door. They squeeze through the gap at the bottom and find themselves in a dark, musty hallway. And blocking their path is a spider's labyrinth. A huge, sticky web stretches from wall to wall, glistening in the dim light. It's an intricate trap, and they can see the shadow of its owner, a spider the size of their hand, lurking nearby. Panic sets in, but they've come too far to give up. They spot a discarded toothpick on the floor. Teamwork, Noor says. We can use it as a lever. Pushing together, they manage to slide the toothpick under a thick strand of the web. Heave. With a coordinated effort, they lift the sticky thread just enough to create a small gap. One by one, they crawl through the web, clinging to each other. They make it to the other side just as the giant spider scurries back to the center of its web. Now for the final descent, the staircase expedition. The wooden basement stairs are a mountain range, each step a massive cliff. Looking down is dizzying. How can they possibly get down? Sophie's eyes scan the gloom and land on a sewing kit left on a shelf. The thread. She points. It's their climbing rope. Maya, the most agile, shimmies up and secures one end of the thread to the leg of the shelf. She then rappels down the first step, testing its strength. It holds. One by one, they carefully lower themselves down the massive wooden steps, a perilous descent into the unknown. Their tiny hands burn from the friction, their muscles ache, but they help each other, calling out encouragement until their feet touch the cold concrete floor of the lab. They made it. There, in the center of the room, is the machine, humming with a faint energy. And just then, from far away, they hear it. Honk. Honk. The school bus. They have seconds. They race to the control panel, a dizzying array of giant buttons and switches. Noor remembers the sequence. This one. She yells, pointing. Together, they throw all their weight against the reversal button. For a moment, nothing happens. Then, the machine whirs to life. A brilliant light envelopes them, filled with popping, sparkling colors. The world rushes towards them, growing smaller, shrinking back to its normal size. With a final flash, they're standing tall again, back to their normal selves. They look at each other, grinning, as the bus honks again. They grab their backpacks, race up the stairs, and burst out the front door just in time. As they climb onto the bus, they share a secret look, a look of triumph. They weren't just kids late for school, they were the guardians of the house.